Now at noon, we are following the arraignment of former President Donald Trump. This is a live picture outside of Trump Tower. Any moment now, Trump is expected to leave his hotel and head to court. Within the next hour, we will be bringing you special ABC coverage of that historic moment. The booking and arraignment are likely to be relatively brief, though hardly routine, as Trump learns the exact charges against him and pleads, as expected, not guilty. New York police are bracing for protests by Trump supporters who share the former president's belief that the cases against him are politically motivated, quote, witch hunts. ABC's Morgan Norwood reports the latest.
Donald Trump expected to surrender to authorities at New York State Supreme Court, where he'll be arrested, processed, and arraigned on criminal charges. The former president stepping off his plane in New York last night and heading straight to Trump Tower. Sources tell ABC News the grand jury's indictment has Trump facing around 24 counts, including felonies related to the alleged $130,000 hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 election. In 2018, Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen, was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to a number of financial crimes, among them campaign finance charges related to the payment.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Trump initially denied involvement, but both Trump's former and current attorney admit that he did in fact know about the payment, but claimed there was nothing improper about it. Trump has repeatedly denied having an affair with Daniels. When officers and the Secret Service escort Trump inside the courtroom, we won't see very much of him. He'll go in through a side door under heavy guard, take a special elevator up to the 15th floor courthouse to go before a judge. That judge declining to allow TV cameras inside, but did allow a few still photographers to take pictures of Trump in the courtroom before the unprecedented arraignment of a former president.
I think there will be a typical processing, which does not take long, 20, 30 minutes. There won't be handcuffs, but yeah, he'll be processed the way anyone else would be, to a degree, again, with Secret Service involvement.
Trump has been lashing out at District Attorney Alvin Bragg and at Judge Juan Merchan, who Trump accuses of hating him. In fact, the judge is the same one who presided over the tax fraud trial of the Trump Organization last year that ended in a conviction on all counts. The former president is planning to speak tonight in Mar-a-Lago after his arraignment. It's unclear whether the judge will issue a gag order in this case. And DA Alvin Bragg will speak for the first time about this case following today's arraignment. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Now, as you did just hear, Trump will have live remarks tonight. We're going to be bringing you that coverage on our air at 8 p.m. Going ahead and turning now to our local news, it's a violent start to the week here in Louisville. 4 people taken to the hospital in 4 separate shootings. They started around 2:15 Monday afternoon. Metro Police say all of the victims are expected to survive. One of those victims is a teenage girl. She was shot just before 6 last night near Victory Park, where a Kids Fest was underway. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. WHAS11's Tom Lally and photojournalist Ian Hardwick talked to people who lived nearby and say the whole thing could have been prevented.
All this could have been prevented. All they had to do was be here.
As more than 24 rounds fired off on West Kentucky Street, a teen girl was shot and a park full of children hid in fear.
The trauma that they experienced today, that's going to affect them.
More than 20 kids were at Victory Park on the first day of spring break at a Kids Fest, making sure youth had activities to deter violence, put on by California neighborhood leaders like Norman Parker.
This is the actual work of what they're talking about doing.
Parker showed me texts he sent to LMPD command staff requesting an officer be at their event. He didn't get a response or a police presence until a teen was shot.
When they get here, they treat us as if we're the ones that was doing the shooting.
They come at when there's a body. They don't come to stop the body from happening. One police could have stopped that.
In response, LMPD told us a police presence requires a permit and, quote, the only planned permitted event at Victory Park is a block party at the end of the month. They said to keep in mind LMPD cannot simply provide security at all events in the metro. They also said they are 288 officers short, and they strongly encourage event organizers to work through the permit process and seek security from private security companies. In Louisville, Tom Lally, WHAS 11 on your side.
Michael Ballard, one of the men you heard from there, was a prominent voice during the mayor's violence summit. He placed blame on the mayor's office for what he described as a lack of proactive policing. We've contacted the mayor's press secretary for comment and haven't heard back yet. Police are still working to find out who shot and killed a woman at a Russell neighborhood gas station Sunday night. And today, her co-workers are mourning her loss. Teresa Thomas was shot and killed at the Platinum Food Mart at 10th and Broadway. The manager tells us Thomas worked there but was off the clock at the time. He says the mother of two came in to pick up a few items when a fight broke out. The manager says a man walked inside the store, became aggressive with another woman in line and demanded she take off her clothes. That's when Thomas and others tried to break up the fight. But he says when the man hit a customer with the back of his gun, it fired in Thomas's direction. She died at the scene. According to data from LMPD, homicide detectives are investigating 38 homicides so far this year. At this time last year, there had been 45 homicides. That's a more than 15% decrease. Happening today, Governor Andy Beshear will proclaim April 4th as Kentucky Day of Nonviolence. This comes on the same day civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated 55 years ago. King Solomon Baptist Church will host a dinner to commemorate the life of Dr. King and call for nonviolence across the community. The free public event will have speakers and musical performances. It starts at 6 tonight at the church's location on Anderson Street. After another round of testing over the last 24 hours, Louisville Emergency Management says no methanol is detected around the McAlpin Dam on the Ohio River. The city says water and air samples have not shown a detectable presence of the chemical. Safety teams have been testing daily since 10 barges got loose on the Ohio River 1 week ago. 2 barges are still stuck at the dam, which is located on the southern Indiana side of the river across from downtown Louisville. One of those barges is carrying 1,400 tons of methanol. The other is carrying corn. Louisville Collegiate School will not be allowed to tear down Yorktown apartments in the Highlands neighborhood after a city decision last month. Now, school officials tell us they don't know what they're going to do with the property. Collegiate bought the apartments in 2016 with plans to demolish the building and create a parking lot. Last year, all tenants received eviction notices, and since then, most have moved out. But in March, the Cherokee Triangle Architectural Review Committee voted to deny demolition. The school says they're evaluating next steps for the property. Louisville Metro Animal Services is asking for your help. They are at max capacity. They call that code red. The team at the shelter says they need adopters, fosters, and rescues for dogs over 40 pounds. Metro Animal Services is also asking anyone whose dog might be at the shelter to come reclaim them. If you're interested in adopting or becoming a foster, we have that information for you on our website, WHAS11.com.